Welcome to the YouTube podcast, the Maximum Attitude, Maximum Results podcast. If you are watching on YouTube, we want to say thank you. If you are watching on YouTube, we want to say thank you. If you're listening anywhere in the podcast land, again, I would like to say thank you. On the podcast today, we have a very special guest today. He's a returning guest. His name is Mr. Devin Johnson. Devin is a young man that suffered from gun violence. You heard in the last time he was here, but yet he continues to persevere and overcome. Well, Devin, welcome back to the podcast.
It's been a little while, man.
It's been a little while.
While.
But we are glad to have you back and glad you
Definitely.
are in. Glad you are back in the podcast mode.
Yes.
Well, what's been going on, man? Can you fill us in and let us know tell us
Man,
what's been going on in the life of Devin Johnson?
man,
First of
2020.
all, before you get going too far, tell us
Mhm.
a little bit about yourself for those that don't know who you are or those that haven't had the opportunity to meet you yet.
Right.
Why don't you tell them who you are and where'd you grow up at and that?
Okay, for sure. No, my name is Devin Johnson. I grew up in the city of Lansing, Michigan, and I graduated from the high school of Waverly High School. Um, Played multiple sports for sure. I love being an athlete. I am currently a junior at Western Michigan University, and I am majoring in finance.
Majoring in finance. All right,
Yeah.
man. All right. How you like majoring in finance?
It's fun, honestly. It feels right, and I feel like that's how it's supposed to feel.
Okay.
You know, so
Okay.
it's definitely
Okay.
not easy, but it feels right. So we're just gonna
W-
keep on pushing.
Well, man, anything that is worth or have a value in life, it's not easy, man.
Nah, it's
They're
not. You're
not
right.
they're not gonna make it easy. I at the end of the day, I'm a college professor, and
Yes.
we don't do things the way that the professors used to do it back in my day when I was coming up. When
Yeah,
I
it's
was
a little
coming
bit.
up, man, they would say, "Oh, you got an exam over chapters 1 through 5. Can we get a review?" No such thing as a review.
We
No
get
such
reviews.
thing.
It's just a lot.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the way they used to do it back in the day. Yeah, man. So what's going on, man? What you been doing these days?
Man, 2024 has been a wild, busy year. I will say that it's been amazing though. It's been a blessing. Everything I set myself forward for, all my goals I set beginning of the year in January. I've honestly pretty much accomplished all of them already. It's actually a great feeling. The insecurity feeling I was feeling last time I was on a podcast, that's completely gone. You know, I'm back in school fully. I'm working. It's I'm definitely the busiest I've ever been. Even before I got hurt, I definitely am more busy than I am now. I will say that. School, I got a new job, helping the family out, just keeping up with my hobbies, everything. It keeps me action packed every day. I will say that.
Right. That's awesome, man. I'm glad that you are starting to just stay busy. Can you share with us, some of those goals, or at least one or two goals
No, for
that you set
sure.
for yourself?
For sure. One was step one. I wanted to get over that insecurity part of just not being want to be outside. I had to realize that it was just all a process, and I had to realize what it looked like to everybody else's eyes, and they just wanted to see me live my life. I couldn't keep hiding. I couldn't keep just staying inside all the time. Even though it's like I was so tired of seeing everybody do all this fun stuff, and I was like, I want to do it, and I couldn't get myself to do it until now. Now I feel completely fine. I feel normal and everything like that again. So it's a great feeling. I would say the insecurity part. The hardest part, I think, getting over insecurity wise was actually going to the gym. I will say
Oh,
that going to the gym, I've been able to do that this year, this summer. That's actually been a great feeling to know that I can go to the gym and still do everything, still get stronger, get my gains right, and everything like that. Let's see here. I wanted to get a job. I got I got a job. I got a great job actually. I was blessed. I work for Apple right now, so that's a very fun job. It's been the best job I've started with, honestly. So far, it's been super fun. Let's see here. Yeah,
Well,
those were the main goals.
back up a little bit for me
Mhm.
and talk to me a little bit because we have people that are listening today and they don't realize that you were a pretty standout athlete
Yes,
growing up, and we used to watch you. Matter of fact, what people don't know, people that may be listening for the first time, Devin is one of the members of our church. Antioch Church been there since a baby, and matter of fact, when we used to have our Spirit in Sports camp, Devin
Mhm.
wasn't even old enough to come to the camp, but he was mature enough, and
I
so I let him
was
come to the camp, and then he'd end up being camp counselor and all of that kind of stuff, and camp director, all that
direct.
stuff over the years. And so he was a great athlete. And so when he got shot and suffered that gun violence, that's some of the insecurity piece that you're talking about.
Yes, it was that. I just didn't want to be seen in a wheelchair at all. It just threw me off. It didn't feel like myself. It
Yeah.
took me a while to really feel like myself again, and now I feel amazing, honestly. And I'm still progressing. I'm still getting stronger. So it's just a good feeling to be able to live my life at the same time and still um, recover.
Right, right. And you're doing a phenomenal job. And of course, those of us that love you, man, we never saw you in any other kind of way other than Devin.
Exactly.
We
Exactly.
so that little piece we never cared about that, but I'm glad that that was something that you battled and had to overcome, and you are overcomer, man. You always been that, Dev. You always been that, man. Just a little dude, man. Yo, hey, I remember when we bought you a shirt, and the shirt was just way too big, but you
Yeah.
but you refused to give that shirt back, man. You
Uh,
like,
I
no,
wanted my
I'm
shirt,
wearing the
man.
big kid shirt.
Wanted a shirt.
I want a shirt. Yeah, yeah. So you got over that, and now you're going back to the gym, and you
Yes.
quite buff, man.
Hey, I stay fit. I gotta. I couldn't lose those gains.
Yeah, no, for sure. You stay fit now. What kind of? And I know we just talking, we just having a conversation. What kind of
Right.
workouts do you do at the gym, Dev?
Mainly I do core. Core is what helps my recovery out the most. It's also the most annoying and most hardest, I would say, in my opinion, before I even got hurt. But it's definitely core. Core and keep my arms strong. I stand in my walker, walk around and stuff like that, keep my legs off, and I stand up for maybe 30, 45 for an hour at a time still.
Oh, okay.
Maybe walk around to the kitchen in my walker, do things like that. Still just trying to progress. I'm not strong enough to do it all out and do my all life activities in a full day with it yet, but I believe in progress for sure as I've been growing.
Okay, all right. So back up a little bit. All right. So
Yeah.
when you were shot, those that don't know, Devin was shot, and he was a victim. He had nothing to do with it. He just
Hmm.
bullets don't have no names on them, and and one hit Devin, a round hit Devin, and so now you're on the comeback trail. And so
Yes.
when you say standing, come on, talk to our viewers about what that entailed, because that was in the first interview that we did with you. People didn't know that you could do
No, they didn't know actually.
that.
No,
and
I've actually practiced going in the kitchen, getting stuff out the kitchen, making food, doing things like that. Especially at my therapy place. But I do a lot of working out on my own now. I wasn't really strong enough to do a lot of that stuff before, but mainly I work out on my own now for sure.
and so now, do you still have to go to therapy, Devin?
I actually don't have to go at the moment. I
Okay.
haven't been in a few months actually. They said that I was getting a little too strong for them. I couldn't really do too much there at the time. They told me to go back if I start declining, and I don't really see that happening.
Okay.
So I might go for a good workout after another few months just to have a good workout, but I work out mainly on my own now.
So you're just doing things on your own. Okay.
Yeah.
And so one of those things that you progressed on is you're driving.
Yes, I am driving. Actually, that was actually another goal right there. I missed that out. I am driving actually. I started driving again in March. Yes, so
Okay.
I've been driving myself to. I drive myself to school now. I commute an hour to school for this semester.
Really?
Um, I do commute an hour to school to Western. It's not. I'm not online. I'm fully in person actually.
Oh, wow.
So every Tuesday and Thursday, I take off for an hour and 10 minutes to go to Kalamazoo for about 8 hours, and come back every single Tuesday, Thursday right now.
Man, you got good parents.
Yeah, man.
You
Yes,
got good parents, man, and your parents, man, they ought to be proud of you, man, because you are, they built you for this, man. Going
definitely.
back to school, that's quite a feat because you got to drive an hour, then you got to, you got to
Yeah,
get out, got to, matriculate around campus and all
yeah.
that. I heard through the grapevine because my son and daughter-in-law are alumnus of Western
Yeah,
Michigan. I heard through the grapevine Western Michigan's got a lot of new buildings going up.
they do. It's actually a really cool campus. I will say for me personally, it's a great campus, but it's not very efficient for me being in my wheelchair
Okay,
because it's extremely hilly everywhere. So
really?
I'm breaking wet trying to go to class. Sometimes my arms get a little strained. So I will say that's been a struggle. So I'm gonna most likely trying to go to Michigan State for the spring where it's all flat ground where I'm in hometown, so I don't have to commute. But for
Got you.
the semester right here, I'm commuting to Western.
Well, see, you know what? That's something that people don't even really realize that,
No,
the hills and the inclines, the declines and all that
yeah,
stuff, and let alone when the winter comes.
exactly. And it's something that I actually can't do. What I do right now with this no snow, I wouldn't be able to do that in January and February. So that's gonna be a real problem. So I definitely need to go here. And that's it's just like any nobody really thinks about it. I didn't think about it when I went there before I got hurt. I noticed the hills, but it didn't bother me. So like
Right.
now it's like, dude, like it's a workout to get to class sometimes.
Right. 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 Do so you're driving, you're going back and forth to school at Western.
Or
Um, and
in
you
work,
may mention that you're working.
I am working.
Is it?
Yeah.
Can you share that? Any of that? You don't have to necessarily have to tell podcast land where you work at, but you
No,
got
I
a
mean
new
I
job.
can say where I work at. No, I work at Apple right now, so I got blessed with a great job for sure, great opportunity. It's definitely a very fun job. I will say that. Um, I'm about to be about a month in, so it's going pretty smooth. It's gonna be really fun with new product launch and everything like that.
What do you
And
mean new product launch?
because they're gonna be dropping a new phone, new AirPods, new
Oh,
stuff like that.
okay. So you
Yeah.
work
So
at Apple right here in town?
yes.
Mm,
Yeah. So very
okay.
busy. Apple. Very busy.
Yes, it is. Yeah, it's really busy. And so what do you do over there?
I mainly just do sales.
Okay.
Honestly, I'm actually training to start learning more about the tech and everything like that too. I want to start training for that, but mainly I just do sales right now.
Okay. So you work in the you kind of working the floor when we come in.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. All right. So one of my I don't have it down here right now, but one of my goals is I got to get a new iPad.
Oh, I got you.
I got to get a new
Actually, there's
iPad.
actually a deal right now for educational, and you're a professor, so I would
Wow.
definitely come take advantage of that.
What's amazing is that you have picked a couple of occupations
Hmm.
where you need your mind,
Yes,
and
you have
Apple,
to
you need your
think a lot.
mind. That finance, you
Yes,
need your mind, and you could do it from anywhere.
you can.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, I got to get a new iPad because my iPad is old generation, and
It's time.
with that old gen Dev, I can't retain battery
No.
power.
Oh yeah, no, it's just time. I get that. It's just time.
It's time, man. It's
Time.
time. Yeah, man. So how's it going, man? How's your prayer life going? You keeping up spiritually? You're always in church. You're keeping up spiritually. I saw where you actually did was it Instagram or was that Facebook where you actually were
Yeah.
talking? How did that come about? Tell us what you came up with and how you actually sow into the people with some words of wisdom.
That actually felt amazing. I will say that was also something I really wanted to do this year. To be able to just speak publicly about the love of God that I have. Because that was also I was also extremely nervous to do something like that, and I feel great about it. That I was able to get over that hump. But it was on TikTok. I think it
Yeah,
was on TikTok, and I shared it on there, and then I think I put a little bit on Instagram maybe too. But yeah, that was I pretty much just wanted to just let everybody know, like, no matter what you're going through, you can get through it. You know what I'm saying? Just stay consistent, stay the course that you will be able to overcome. So
yeah,
everything is set forth in your life. You know what I'm saying? God, He wouldn't give you these challenges if He didn't know you can get through them.
right,
He supplies you with the strength to get through every single thing that's in front of you. So I
right.
fully believe
So you definitely have a good, you got a good message, and it's a
it.
beautiful message, and so does TikTok. I'm not that familiar with TikTok. Do you have to subscribe to TikTok or anything?
No, no, that's a free app. Free app,
Okay,
free app. Just like Instagram, just like Facebook.
okay.
It's just the most surging app, I would say, in 2024 and new life. So it's the easiest to get your name out there.
Do you do it like on a consistent basis? I know you had sent it
No,
to me once, and have you done any more since then?
I haven't done it in a few months. I haven't done it. I don't think since July. I want to say, but I
Okay.
definitely want to do another one soon.
Yeah, man. I would recommend that you put one of those out about once a month or so because it was good, man. And your people, young people, they need to hear from you, and they need
True,
to hear, hear your story.
true.
Hear how you overcame the adversity that you overcame. And
Yeah.
so, if you were, if you were to talk with somebody, or if somebody came to you and said, man, I'm going through such and such, I'm suffering from this adversity or that adversity, what kind of advice would you give them?
Um, I would definitely say for overcoming challenges, I would definitely say no matter what, just you're gonna fall and you're gonna get right back up again. I would just piggyback on what I was saying. Whatever you go through, like what I said in the last podcast, I said God gives his toughest battles to his strongest soldiers.
Yes.
It's really the best. That's the best way to go about it. You're really built for this. Like you said, my parents built me for this. God built me for this. At the end of the day, too. You
Yes.
know, so I fully believe that whatever you go through, you have the strength to get through that yourself, and He supplies you with all the strength that you need. And that's the one thing I will say that I need to do myself. I pray for the strength a lot. I pray for strength a lot. I'm so busy. My prayer life has been very consistent. I actually make it a thing to not even touch my phone in the morning unless
Mm.
I do a little short little 10, 15-second prayer because that doesn't hurt anything. Just and I try to do the same thing before I go to sleep at night at the same time.
So you wake up in the morning, pray, go to
Pray.
bed at night, and you pray.
Yes. Every
Amen.
time.
Amen. Have you seen any of these things that's um that last school shooting that they had in Georgia? Have you kept up on that at all? Have you seen
I
it?
haven't actually. I haven't seen that too much. I might have saw it a little bit, but I don't know the details.
Well, just they had a shooting in Georgia where a 14-year-old came to school, and
I did
couple
see.
students were killed, and a couple faculty were killed. If one of those um, school children, if you ran into one of those school children that were, because several people were in the hospital injured. If you ran into one of those students that were injured, what would you take? What would you say to them?
Depending on the injury, for sure, I would say if someone was injured like how I was, I would let them know just to look at me. I make the best of every single thing. I'm still recovering. You can still recover. At the end of the day, God is the final doctor.
Mm,
So whatever they're saying, God is the final doctor, and I've been overcoming everything since the start.
mm,
So I fully believe that I will not be in a chair for forever. I don't
right.
believe that at all. Never have. It might not be this year, might not be next year, but I fully believe in the future that it will come.
Yeah. Yeah, very good. That's good stuff, man. That's real good stuff. You preaching, boy. Hey, man, I'm very proud of you. Always inspire me every time I talk to you. You inspire me, and I'm very proud of you. How
Def-
how do you maintain your focus. If a person is going through adversity, or if a person is going
Right.
through challenges, or even if you're not going through challenges, how do you maintain your focus, Devin?
Um, to be honest with you, what works for me is staying obedient in my prayer life. I pray for the strength. I pray for the structure. I always freak out when there's too much going on. And I realize when I just sit there and stay obedient to my prayer life, everything always comes forth for me. Everything will always work out if I just stay obedient. So everything, my mind is able to think more clearly when I just stay obedient when it comes spiritually. Spiritually is the first step, I would say. That's what
Uh,
works for me the most, to stay
I love it.
focused.
I love it. So you stay obedient,
Yes,
and continue to have a structured prayer life,
definitely.
uh, and that'll help maintain focus.
Yes,
Right.
that's what works for me without a doubt.
What's the future hold, my friend? What you got? What's next?
Future.
What's Devin Johnson got next?
What's next? We're gonna continue on my recovery.
Okay.
I will say that a college degree in the future.
Okay.
College degree coming real soon. I'm hoping. I'm hoping. It's gonna happen for sure. I'm gonna get a college degree. Let's see. What's next, man? Elevating upward mobility in the work life. You know,
Hmm.
more money, more opportunities. Uh, just continue to stay the course, really,
Now you
because
say your
everything.
you say your degree is finance, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Do you want to eventually get a job in finance, Dale?
Yeah, maybe work more towards the real estate side.
Oh, okay.
I would say that's definitely I would say my area that I see myself the most in. But whatever presented to me or whatever puts the food on the table, of course, I'll keep moving up. There's always room for improvement at the end of the day.
Now I'm a believer in calling things that are not as though they are. So when we
Yes,
talk about real estate, are you talking about um, selling houses? Are you talking about investment real estate? Are you talking about commercial real estate? Have you given it that much thought?
maybe more like the mortgage side, doing
Okay.
things like that. Investing, yeah, it's such a broad field to really just select one. But I would definitely say just as of right now, working towards real estate side. I
Okay.
actually got a book. My father bought me a book to start studying for the real estate and for the licensing and everything like that already.
All right. Okay. All right.
I haven't been too locked in on it yet with everything going on, but it's here. I got it.
Okay. All right. So if we have some folks that are out there, and you are in real estate already, and you are looking for a mentee, I got one for
Mhm.
you. I got one
Yeah,
for you. I
I would
got one
definitely take
for you. He will be a great mentee. He's like a sponge. He'll suck it
it.
all in. They start calling him $1 million Devin.
$1 million debt. I'll take it. I'll take it.
$1 million. Hey, because guess what? There was a lady that years ago. This was years ago when we first bought our
Mhm.
first house. That's what they called her. They called her the $1 million lady, because she used
Wow.
to sell $1 million in real estate way back in the day.
Oh
Way
wow,
back in
that's
the
a
day.
lot more now.
Yeah, it's probably a lot more now. So,
A lot
well,
more now.
I'm not gonna hold you all day, man. But is there anything you want to leave us with? Any nuggets, any words of wisdom that you would like to leave the audience with today?
So I would say continue to keep your head up no matter what. Things can always be worse. You have to be grateful for where you are and grateful for where you're going.
Be
You know,
great.
so
Keep your head up. Be grateful where you are.
definitely.
Listen, you know what that sounds like? That sounds like maximum attitude.
I knew you was gonna say it. I knew you was gonna say it.
That
It was
sounds like
right there.
maximum attitude
It
produces
was right
maximum
there.
results. A
It was
minimum
right there.
attitude produces minimum results, and a bad attitude is going to
Produces
produce
bad
bad
results
results every
every
single
single
time.
time.
Every
Every
single
single
time,
time.
man. Well, Devin, listen, man, it was great getting caught up with you, man. And
Always.
we're looking forward to some more TikToks coming from you. Do they have to go anywhere to find the TikTok, or they just got to be looking out for it? How do they?
Uh, you can look my name up. Honestly, you
Okay,
just look Devin Johnson up. It probably should pop up.
okay. So if you look up Devin Johnson on TikTok, you'll see what he has going, and he has some good things going. Well, Devin, I thank you so much, my friend. May
Without
God
a
bless
doubt.
you, and the good Lord keep you. May heaven smile upon you. Man, that's my prayer. Thank you, Dev.
Thank you.